This training video is for clinical instructors using myClinicalExchange. A clinical instructor is a university employee who will be going with students on rotation. This person will have regular interaction with patients, and because of this, the hospital requires them to upload their compliance information and complete their onboarding requirements in MCE right alongside the students. In this video, we will be covering how to complete your personal requirements for a rotational hospital. This includes tracking and submitting your own compliance that is required by the hospital, taking action on required paperwork, completing training orientation modules required for the rotation, and completing any required quizzes or exams. Please watch our first video titled myClinicalExchange Instructors The Basics, which covers logging into your account, how to update your preferences on your account settings page, the different sections of your home page, where to go to view students and their upcoming rotations, contacting your students, and attendance tracking. Once you sign in, you will be on your home page. Just as a reminder, if you have instructor access only, this is what your home page will look like. If you have coordinator and instructor access, your page will be much busier. You can immediately tell which access level you have by looking at the top left corner. If you have instructor-only access, you will see one menu up here titled My Views. If you have both coordinator and instructor access, you will see 4 menus up here. Let me show you a brief screenshot. You will see Rotation Administration Reports in My Views. With coordinator access, we highly recommend you attend coordinator training as well. You can email us at support@myclinicalexchange.com for dates and times. However, this video is geared specifically for those who are instructors, so we will be only focusing on the My Views menu at the top left and the traditional layout of the instructor page. If you are both coordinator and instructor, some information will not appear for you in the exact same place, but I will notate those as we go along. On the bottom right, you are going to see basics about your current or ongoing rotations that specifically pertain to you. You will note that you are going to the same facility as your students on the same dates. In the lower left section is your My Alert Center, where you can see alerts for requirements that are still pending and need to be completed for your rotation. Neither of these two sections will appear for those who have coordinator access, since you can use the Rotation Manager tool instead. On the bottom right in your Rotation Schedule section, you can click on the number in the Rotation Number column to see more details about that specific upcoming rotation. You will be able to see the name of the facility, the type of rotation, the address of the facility, the dates of the rotation as well as the shift type and hours. If there is a preceptor who will also be involved with the rotation, their name will appear here. In the middle, you will see a list of warnings or notifications letting you know where there is information you still need to update for this rotation. In the compliance section, you will either see a green yes or a red no. In the paperwork, orientation, and test sections, you will either see a green complete or a red pending notification. These notifications are an exact duplicate of what you see in your My Alert Center on your home page. Let's go back to the home page to compare. This is rotation 87728. So when I come over to my Alert Center, I look at rotation 87728 and I have a pending test, pending compliance, pending orientation modules, and pending paperwork. Let's start to work through all the requirements we need to complete. First, let's update our compliance checklist. You can do so by clicking on the checklist not in compliance link in your My Alert Center. Or if you have coordinator access, you may also go to the My Views menu, select My Rotations, and from this page you may click on the red No link in the In Compliance section for that particular rotation. Both links will get you to the exact same page. On your compliance checklist, the left side will have all the items you need to complete, along with a description for each requirement. All items that are incomplete, incorrect, or expired will have a flag in the description box to the far right side. In the value column, you will enter the necessary information. For example, on the negative background check, we would enter the date we completed this, more than likely with our school. If an item says renewal date or expiry date above the box in the value column, it is asking for the future date of expiration. When will this item need to be retrained or retested again? For example, TB, CPR, influenza, all of these will be labeled as expiry date, so we need to enter in the future date of expiration. If there is no marker above the box, then you only need to enter the date that item was received or completed, such as what we have done with the negative background check or things like negative drug screen, MMR, hepatitis B. There are a few items that do require a yes or no answer or something other than a date, such as the last four of social. Always read the description for the item to see what information is required to be entered in the value column. Please remember that something must be entered for every item in the value column, otherwise that item will be considered incomplete. The comments section is where you can put in more details for any requirement, and the supporting document section is where you can upload any documents of proof if they are necessary. There will be an Add Document button for every item on the checklist, just in case you want to use MCE as a repository for your data. However, you only need to upload a document if there is a bright yellow Missing Supporting Document warning. This is the system letting you know that one or more of your hospitals that you have been scheduled for is looking for a document of proof for that item. To add a document for any item on your checklist, click on the Add Document button in the Supporting Document column, and this will allow you to browse through the documents on your computer. Please note that you can only upload one document per item. So if you have multiple documents for one item, for example, let's say your MMR spans 2 or 3 documents, you will need to scan all 3 or 4 or more documents into a single file and then upload that file. If you do not have easy access to a scanner, you can search on your smartphone for a free PDF scanner. You can use this to take pictures of multiple documents and then combine them into one PDF. Email the document to yourself and then upload it into MCE. Please do not use JPEG files unless the hospital is asking for a photo. JPEG files tend to be too difficult to read and may not be accepted as a valid document. That's why we encourage uploading a PDF. Please remember that only documents that say Missing Supporting Document need to have something uploaded. If you don't see the yellow warning, you do not have to upload a document if you don't want to. When you click Add Document, the system will prompt you to browse the files on your computer. You will go through the documents that you have on your computer, double-click the document you want to upload, and then click the yellow Upload button. Once you upload the document, you will see it listed in the Supporting Documents column, and if you ever need to remove it, you can click the trash can icon to the far right. Once you remove the document, you will be able to add another one in its place. Please remember to scroll to the bottom of the checklist and click Save after you've updated the checklist, just to make sure you don't lose any of the information. Once you click Save, the information you've uploaded will then be shared with your rotational hospitals. Let's return to our home page and address the next item in our MyAlert Center. Next, we want to make sure we complete our pending paperwork. You can click on the link here in your MyAlert Center, or as before, you can go to My Views, My Rotations, and for the rotation in the Paperwork section, click on the red Pending link. On the Documents page, there are 3 columns. The far left column will list all the documents that the hospital has uploaded into MCE and set to push to your account for this rotation. You can click on the name of each document to open them on your computer. The center column will show if any items are required for you to electronically consent. There will be a link that says Consent Required, click here. When you click the link, a pop-up window will open asking you to agree that you have read and understood the document. Click the I agree link to give your electronic consent. Once you do, the date and time will be recorded for this document. Some documents require a supporting document to be uploaded, and you will have a link in the far right column where you can browse for the file on your computer and upload it, just like we did a few moments ago on our compliance checklist. For these items, you will need to open the document, read it, sign it, fill it out, whatever needs to happen, and then scan it back into your computer in order to browse and upload it over here. Once the document is uploaded, you will see it above the Browse button, and there will be a Remove Attachment link on the far right side if you have mistakenly uploaded the incorrect document. Let's give our electronic consent to our last document. You will note when we return to our home page, in the My Alert section, the pending paperwork link will disappear for this rotation. We're on 87728. So let's go to Home. And in your My Alert section, I only have 3 alerts left: the test, the checklist, and the module. My pending paperwork link is gone because I have completed the requirements as far as paperwork for this particular rotation. If you have instructor and coordinator access, you can see the same thing reflected by going to My Views, My Rotations, and when you look at rotation 87728, there is a green completed link in the paperwork area. Next, we will cover our orientations and modules that we may need to view for our rotation. From this page, we can click on the red pending link. All modules that need to be completed will be listed on the far left side. To start a module, click the Start button on the right. You will need to look at every slide and then click the yellow Next button to go to the next slide. On your very last slide, please make sure to click the yellow Finish button. If you just click Close, myClinicalExchange will not record that this module has been completed. You must click Finish for the system to be prompted that the module has come to an end. You will see a completion date and timestamp so you know that you are done. And here you can see the completion date is recorded. You may always choose to restart a module if you would like to refresh or review any of the slides. Since we have completed our module, the last thing we need to do is take any quizzes or exams related to the module. Let's return to our homepage one last time. As always, from your homepage, you can click the alert in the My Alert Center, or you can go to My Views, My Rotations, and click the pending link in the test area. You'll notice that the test area is set up somewhat similar to the orientation module area, in that the exam name is listed on the left and the Continue or Start button is listed on the right. But for the testing area, we also record your total attempts, your last completion date, and whenever we finish the test, the result over here in the result column. Now in this particular example, I have begun my hospital exam number 2. I have 1 total attempt logged, and I have not finished it. That's why there is a Continue button here. I'm going to start my new exam by clicking the Start link here on the right, and I will go through and answer each of the questions. So I'll read the question here and then select the appropriate answer. You would see true, false, multiple choice, multiple selection, and sometimes also a ranking question. When you have finished an exam, the system will tell you have completed the test, and I will click Close, and that will return me to my list of tests for this rotation. I have 1 total attempt completed today, and I have passed this test. Same with the modules, you may restart and take a test again if for whatever reason you have not passed the exam. This concludes our training video for instructors.